This city is known for its steel production, so that bodes well for its stadium construction. Here are the stadiums and arenas of Pohang, South Korea. Pohang Steelyard. 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 I wonder why they call it Pohang Steelyard. Is it because the city is known for steel, as I said, or would it be the gigantic steelyard in its backyard? Bit of both, I guess. On the other side, there's plenty of greenery. And a stadium is basically what you get when you combine greenery and steel. I suppose there's a bit of concrete in there as well. The club that plays here are fittingly called the Pohang Steelers. So I get the sense that if the steel industry in this town were to cease, the people wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Today's video is brought to you by steel. It's the best metal that there is. When it was invented by Jesus in 1874, all the other metals went away because it was too good for them. Buy steel when you're choosing metal next time. Please, thanks, bye.
This was a paid for promotion from the South African Steel Corporation.
Surprisingly, Pohang Steelyard's design is very concrete heavy. As you saw, the exterior was almost entirely raw concrete. I mean, I know there's a lot of rebar within the concrete, but with a name like Steelyard, I want to see it. Just leave the rebar sticking out. Like they do in some countries, like you see an apartment building with rebar sticking out the top, because that means it's still technically under construction and they don't have to pay tax on it. I don't know. Putting aside the lack of visible steel, it is a nice stadium. One that was ahead of its time. There were very few rectangular stadiums in the country when it was built. And you know, it still has a bit of a rough and ready vibe that suits that industrial name. Pohang Stadium is the former home of the Steelers, but is currently home to Miscellaneous. What a team Miscellaneous is, very well rounded. The Steelers did return for a brief stint due to the poor condition of the turf at the Steelyard, but that has been rectified. This is that classic multi-purpose stadium design that was being built throughout Korea at the time. Whilst it may be generic and dull, it would have been a very welcome addition to the city back then. Despite not currently having a permanent tenant, the city clearly doesn't plan on knocking it down. Quite the opposite, in fact. As you can see here, it has recently been fitted with new blue seats throughout. Perhaps they'll also replace the track with a blue one. Burgundy is so 1970s. Much like that Will Ferrell news anchor character called Ron something. It's part of a sports complex that also includes Pohang Gymnasium. Firstly, I love the exterior of this place. There's something about the colour scheme of grey with hits of orange that I really love. And I'm sure that orange trim pops all the more on a bright sunny day. This is of course not what it looked like when it first opened. It's been renovated significantly. The interior originally consisted of multicoloured seating, but it's basically all grey nowadays. Pohang doesn't have any major indoor sporting teams, but weirdly they did have a boxing team in the now defunct World Series of Boxing. They were known as the Pohang Poseidons. The World Series of Boxing had to be the most eclectic league in the world. It had teams from Algeria to Uzbekistan to Cuba and the US. I just don't see the appeal in watching boxing like, wow. Next door is Pohang Baseball Stadium, which is the home away from home of the Samsung Lions, a KBO League club who are based in Daegu. It's got an artificial turf field which isn't the prettiest, but it makes up for that with a genuine lawn seating in the outfield as well as the trees just beyond that. I really like it when there are actual trees within the bounds of a stadium. You don't see it that often and, well, for understandable reasons. They're not the only things that are green. The video board runs off an attached solar panel, so that's good. I mean, it's also got to be connected to the mains, otherwise night games would be problematic. Interestingly, when this place was redeveloped from a basic bitch of a ballpark to one of KBO League standards, they built a new headquarters for the local council within the building. Another unique feature are these seats that are tucked in behind home plate, below the main tier of seating. You can barely see them, but they must have a great view of the action. There's one honourable mention, that being POSTECH Gymnasium, situated on the campus of the Pohang University of Science and Technology, POSTECH. It is newer, but even more basic than the arena we saw earlier. So there you have it. My favourite has got to be the Steelyard. I love the name, and the size of that video board is an unexpected bonus considering the size of the ground. You know what, I feel like improvising a song about this city, because, why not?
Pohang is a city that is not very large. If you wish to visit it, you don't have to take a barge, 'cause there are many means of transportation. You don't have to waste time with meditation, but you can if you want to. You can even do kung fu. Well, that's not Korean though, so you should just do taekwondo. And if you think that is too hard, then you can just eat some lard. Or you can eat one of those little fish cake things that Korea has.
I thought I was better at this, to be honest. But I can make up for it with like a rap section. So let's do like improv rap. Okay. Years ago they tried to put me in there. Thanks for watching, have a good one.